Lawwin Media Network.
Bringing to you the most relevant content across all platforms.
Business, legal, politics, health, lifestyle, and entertainment.
Your source for all the news and updates in the greater Houston community from Texas and all over the world.
Get informed and empowered with Lawwin Media Network.
Hello there! How was your Thanksgiving? And well, it's December and we're entering the Advent of the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, but also the Advent of 2025. And it's going to be a good year for all the countries because it's going to be a year of change. So now, this is season 2, letter N, and we have a special guest. We have two guests today. We have our chef commentator, chef baker commentator, who gives us very sound advice, Miss Maridel Mengito Anama. And for this episode N, you will know and you will get to meet our special guest. So let's get on with the show. This will be a very interesting and healthy episode. Episode N. Reyes-Lumen of Commissary Kitchen at your service. And today we're excited because this is now the second season of Commissary Kitchen and we have episode N. And guess what? N will stand for natural remedies, nature, because we will also have a special guest who will talk to us about natural healing foods for stress, for comfort, for healing, and even for beauty. So let us now call a very special guest. And she's N. This is going to be now, N is for Michelle Pasha. Michelle, come here. And Michelle, we will now call our dish Michelle's Natural Nilaga. Michelle, tell us about yourself. Aside from being, of course, Miss Texas and a very statuesque and very charming lady, she's also into all these healthy foods, which she will teach us about all the nutrients and the benefits of most of these veggies.
Yes, this is my passion, natural healing. So my name is Michelle Pasha. I'm a licensed naturopathic doctor, and what I love about naturopathic doctor is just using food as medicine. And I'm so happy, and I really appreciate Miss Nancy for inviting me for her show in order for us to do this together.
And we will not only learn from Michelle, but she will share with us some of her secrets in how she stays healthy and how she takes care of other people. What is that job you have?
So with naturopathic doctor, we look at the cause of the conditions. Through either, looking at their food-wise, their lifestyle. We don't want to just treat the symptoms, but we want to look at, what's going on. So we do a lot of these functional testing, what's going on, not just, what's just showing up in the superficially, but also in the gut. Inside the body. So that's where we usually start with our healing process, and it starts with food.
And your patient range would be from toddlers to generics like me?
I start from, from infants as well, 3 months because a lot of issues can happen during that time. And of
Yeah.
course, any ages. Yeah, a
Mhm.
lot. We have a lot of conditions that are affected through our food. So this is a great way that Miss Nancy have introduced me to work with her, because we are doing this to make a lot more people aware that the food that we're actually eating is definitely something that affects, the conditions that we have. So yes, it's getting busier. A lot of people are now knowing that naturopathic medicine is here. A lot of holistic treatments is here. Natural healing is
Yes.
here, and it's here to stay.
Yes.
And we are going to do that starting one by the things that we introduce to our body and with food.
And these are all natural foods.
Natural foods, herbs, supplements, but we definitely look into lab works too,
Oh,
right? So
okay.
we're not just guessing. We're actually
I see.
we're
That's
actually
good.
look at some functional lab works. What's going on in the gut? Stool tests, gut issues, virus, bacteria, pathogens, food sensitivities that people might be sensitive to. And it starts again with food. So I'm so happy that I'm here right now.
Because of what Michelle has said. Now I'm thinking about all the things that I put into my mouth that I can feel I should remember all the things that she's saying, especially that I eat a lot of meat.
Yeah.
Are you going to cook it?
No, meat is wonderful too. It's really individualized. Some people are great with meat, some people are not. So what we really want to focus on is more anti-inflammatory food, not those fad food type where it's like, oh, keto, or I'm doing paleo, I'm going vegan, but it's
Yeah.
actually just focusing with the individual.
Okay,
So
that
what they
is so
really need.
good. Okay, now what we did for you was to lay out a lot of the veggies and the fruits and some of the cooking elements, and what we can do to make Michelle's natural nilaga.
Wow, no mind.
We can already put the things that you put. I will process them, clean them up, and put them here
Okay.
for a soup. Because do you think soup is a good medium for having all the
Oh.
healthy stuff?
Oh my gosh, yes. Just having all the stuff, right? All the great constituents, the broth, especially now.
Yeah.
That's, flu season is happening. You get all the good stuff about, with all the vegetables together. The broth alone has all the antioxidants, the vitamins, everything that one needs really in the broth. So soup is wonderful idea.
Okay, before you go into the individual veggies, I want to ask, are there vegetables that neutralize each other? Like, this is good for something, but if you take this, it neutralizes the effect of this. Are there
That's-
things like that?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very good question, because the same thing with medication. If one takes one medication,
Yes, right.
right, well, taking another medication contradicts.
Mhm.
Right, but what's awesome about with vegetables is you are taking the whole we're eating the whole vegetable. You're not just getting one part of it that may contradict with another part of vegetable. If you're eating the whole thing together, you are working synergistically how God made it, the vegetable. So it works as a whole. It works synergistically.
What's
Yeah.
that?
They all work together. Because you're eating it as a whole, not just as a part.
All right.
Yeah.
We're learning so much, and we haven't even really gone into the veggies. So, okay, but before that, I know that you gave me a list to buy, and I wanted to make it sort of look like a pageant. So, here is your bouquet.
Thank you. This
And
is
that
a
is, we can start with that. That is the malunggay.
Oh yeah, malunggay. So with
Yes.
malunggay,
Let's
this
see.
one in general, as you know, it's a popular food in our community. Malunggay,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
in general, it's a great antioxidant. It's great for anti-aging,
Mhm.
right?
Really?
Yeah,
Hooray.
it has a lot of vitamin C. So great for immune system. However, it's great for collagen as well. So great for skincare.
Collagen?
Yeah.
No.
So
I thought it was only from bones and litid.
no, that one too. Vitamin C, yeah. Yeah,
Wow.
not just immune booster, but also vitamin C. And
Yeah.
also, it's a galactagon. So
Well,
that means,
Tell them.
so that means it helps induce prolactin, which is a hormone that helps induce breast milk. So this is great, during after, delivery, if you are planning to do breastfeeding. So that's a great way to just kind of help introduce and, increase the process of that.
In fact, Michelle, in the Philippines, almost in the rural areas, especially if they have a backyard, one of the plants that they have will be malunggay. And every day they can just tear or grab a branch and then put it into soup. Malunggay is not just Filipino, right? It's an Asian thing. So my grandmother, who had 16 children,
Oh, wow.
she would really be into malunggay with clams. So these are super lactating foods. I don't know what you call it.
They call it galactagogue.
Okay.
Scientific word, right?
How would you use this?
So with that one, you can just, you can strain some of the leaves out. Like the tinola, that's a popular ingredient,
Yes,
right?
yes.
For malunggay. So yeah, you can just place it in the,
Do we have to wash it?
Yeah, definitely wash
Okay.
it if you're,
Yeah.
right. Definitely, preferred, of course, we want it organic, right? As much as no exposure to any chemicals, herbicides, pesticides, because that would definitely contradict the whole point of eating vegetables too, right?
And how is this cooked? Is it cooked just 1 second in the,
Yeah, so it really depends on the type of cooking that you're trying to make. Right, it probably will, boil water and probably for a few minutes. I'm pretty sure it'll cook 5-10 minutes or so.
Yeah, you can put this in munggo,
Right,
Munggo
yeah.
soup, and she said tinola. People would put it in sinigang. Actually, if you really like malunggay and you need malunggay, you can put it in so many things. So what we will be doing, we will add this later to our soup, to Nichelle's nilaga.
Yay, can't wait.
Okay, Nichelle, please just go through the veggies.
All right, so this is such a beautiful display. Thank you, Nancy. So what we have here, of course, fruits, our favorite common fruits, right? Papaya, which are like great for a number of things, beta carotene as well. Mango, all the yellow. So what we like about eating vegetables and fruits, what we want is the color of rainbow. Right? Incorporating the colors of rainbow, red, yellow, orange, you know that you're getting all the good constituents of all these fruits and vegetables, right? As anti-inflammatory, antioxidants, especially blueberries, the darker they are, the more anthocyanin that they have, the more protective that they have, such as anti-cancer, right?
Really?
Great for regulating blood sugar as well. And then, of course,
but what about, here first, pineapple and banana.
Okay, pineapple. Yeah, what's awesome, these are my favorites, so I'm so happy that they're all here. With pineapple, it contains what they call the bromelain. This one as well with papaya, which are enzymes to help break down a lot of fibrosis in the body, and also it's an enzyme also to just kind of help with congestions, allergies, right? It's a great antihistamine.
Meaning what? Could you please explain what antihistamine is?
Antihistamine. So antihistamine is pretty much this. It's an enzyme that's produced pretty much in the body that pretty much kind of gives off this allergic reaction. So it makes people turn red if they have an allergic reaction. So with these fruits here, it helps to calm those down. It helps break those down and act as anti-allergic, right?
So whenever you buy fish like that, you have to. They're asked to. The Palenque women know this. They just twist the tail, take out the gonads. Because the gonads are the ones that contain histamine, and some, it might be fatal. or deadly
Yeah,
if they partake of that, especially if they have a condition.
it totally makes sense.
Yeah, and in Hawaii, when you catch fish that are long and speedy, you cannot sell them after 5 p.m. because that means that the blood would have developed too much into the flesh. And
Interesting.
yeah, these are the things that we don't hear about anymore.
Mhm.
Because I'm old, I remember those things. Yeah.
Which we need to hear now.
I think so.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the wisdom of age.
Yeah.
It still holds true today. But anyway, I'm sorry for the extrusion, but okay. So we will. So you mentioned about the fruits. Now let's go. You asked me to bring you pandan.
Yes, pandan, right? I know most of us know about pandan mostly from our favorite dessert, pandan buko.
Yeah.
Right? We don't have no idea that we actually with pandan it actually has essential oils that's very relaxing.
Really?
So yeah.
How do you
Yeah.
get the oils out?
I know there's a process in which they probably distilled it and slowly the oil will
Ah.
come out. Not quite sure the whole process, the
Okay.
mechanism. But yeah, it makes sense because it has this essential oil
Uh-huh.
that is great for like anxiety, not just for anxiety, but of course it smells wonderful, right? And helps indirectly, lowering blood pressure.
Really?
Yeah.
So you can take this as a tea.
You can take that as a tea. Yeah.
Yeah, like a tisane or something.
Yeah.
Anyway,
or something.
I was telling Michelle also, one thing I learned about pandan is it's an anti-ipis. It drives away cockroach.
Good
So
to
you
know.
keep this, yeah, you because I guess the smell alone, would be it's very comforting.
Yeah.
So this probably you would probably make it into like a tea.
Yeah, definitely. Dry it
Yeah.
under the sun. Yeah, when it dries, then you can steep it in boiled water.
Uh-huh.
Just let the constituent just kind of comes up from it.
Also, it's a room deodorant, so you can put it
Totally
in your
makes
clothes,
sense.
and it makes it's like a linen scent.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. I mean, yeah.
But I found it hard to grow pandan here in Houston, so I don't know where they get all these giant pandan. Maybe Mexico.
Maybe. Yeah.
So I'm so glad you asked about this.
And I think this one also, in addition, it's great for blood pressure. It's also antidiuretic.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it helps, excess sodium from the body, excess water to just eliminate it. So
Mhm.
I think that's one way too that is great for that.
But okay, what's anti-diuretic?
Diuretic means it makes one just go, eliminate, a lot of urine. It helps to eliminate those extra salt that we have that increase blood pressure. So with this, it helps decreases that. It helps eliminate that, therefore decreasing blood pressure.
So if we are, what do you call that when you have to?
Oh, you're gonna go? Yeah, that might not be a good idea. It makes you really go.
Oh, okay.
You're wondering.
Well, yeah, can be for diet. Yeah.
Yeah.
To lose water, but I don't know.
But hey, great for dessert. It lowers your blood pressure too with that dessert. So.
Okay, you'll have to start with this because I'd like to include cabbage in our soup.
Yeah. So cabbage, I know with cabbage, kale, broccoli, I think they're the brassicas family. So a lot of vitamins A, C, E, all the antioxidants, great, for the body as anti-inflammatory as well. So it's all good stuff, the greener the better.
Very, very interesting, and I'm so happy to have our guest Nichelle because she knows what she's talking about. But I'd like to shout out to Maridel. Hello, Miss Maridel, are you around? Because I know
I'm
that
here.
your job was also like, being a caregiver, taking care of those who were diet challenged or age challenged, right?
Yeah.
Maridel, before that, we had a comment from a viewer. She said, "Oh, so many veggies and fruits."
we can no longer cook with that many vegetables. Here in the Philippines, vegetables are more expensive than meat. That's so true. And then she got surprised that malunggay or moringa has collagen.
Moringa.
I myself, I didn't know. I thought it would only be in meat and bones, but noted. She said she'll be asking her kapitbahay now for malunggay because she has a farm. That's Miss May De Vera. So May, magtanim ka na ng malunggay. All right. So
Oh, that
Maridel,
part.
back to you. Yeah.
Okay.
What were
First,
you? What was your program?
I'm focusing on the two, the malunggay, obviously, because she said clams and malunggay, and I remember giving birth, and that's what they would make me eat, take, right? The malunggay with clam soup. That's
Yes.
for sure.
Yeah.
But
But,
the
when
pandan,
you had
the pandan, what?
yeah.
Okay, so
No,
pandan
sige,
though,
proceed.
okay, the pandan is called pine screw. So when I had the bakery, my cupcake store,
Yes.
I created a buko pandan cupcake, which was very acceptable
Okay.
to the Caucasian community. When they asked me, what is it? I said pandan. And then I go, well, we can't use the English name because it's kind of weird. I can't tell you pine screw and coconut. So buko is coconut and pandan, and they kind of liked it. I had this one teenager, once a week he would order a dozen of buko
Wow.
pandan because he liked the flavor. And he would freeze it, and then when he's done, he comes back. And for some reason, he enjoyed the flavor of the pandan cupcake. So the cupcake is pandan, the frosting has
Yeah.
pandan, and then I covered it with coconut. So that's something interesting about pandan being a cockroach, ano? Pangtanggal
Yeah.
ng cockroach. Pang,
Yeah. That's why they say you cut pieces straight and put them under your lingerie or your panty drawer and keep it there. It not only makes your the underwear smell nice, but it will scare any insects that
yeah.
might want to come. Even for shoes, even for your shoe.
Oh,
I
so
know,
Barbara, it
Maridel, you
does
have,
have a nice smell, yeah.
yeah.
It has
And
a nice
well,
smell, yeah.
yeah, let me add in Thailand, I think I'm not sure if I mentioned it in this episode, but many taxis are required to have pandan leaves underneath to counter the smell of cigarette smoke if the
Ah, yeah,
customers
because
are
you smoke a
smoking
lot. Yeah.
cigarette. Yeah, but
Wait,
no,
let me go out
going
and
back,
buy my pandan now.
correct. No, going back to you, you said your job was, what was your job before when you were doing a
Well,
yeah,
basically the diets for different people. I mean, because I'm in a nursing home environment,
yeah,
and all this. So when I was in the kitchen, basically the diets depend on whether they can eat specific foods and all this. I mean, the nutritionist creates the menus and then we follow it. But we offer a lot of veggies, but American veggies. I would think that they'd be healthier if they had the Chinese vegetables or the Asian vegetables.
and
Because
Filipino vegetables.
yeah, I mean, like here I have a supermarket where I go. I can get all the different gailan, bok choy, different kinds of bok choy, different kinds of mustasa. The small, the big, or whatever, and Chinese broccoli, gailan, yu choy, on choy, and all those things. And I'm really when people say, "Oh, you should eat rice," and I look at the entire China and Japan and all these Asian countries, they all eat rice. Why don't they have a problem? Because they balance it with the vegetables.
Yeah,
So, and and in health wise, especially what happened to me, I realized cooking veg. I mean, I'd rather eat cooked vegetables, Asian vegetables, whether it's Filipino or whatever, because when you cook them, you have to usually put them in a broth. And that broth then takes all the nutrients from the vegetables, aside from the greens and all this, and it makes a very healthy
Mhm.
eating, viand or whatever. So I'm interested to see what happens with your nilagang gulay.
Well,
I
we will
mean, and I
now.
noticed that
Yeah,
yeah, and I noticed that you had a lot of American veggies. I was wondering,
yeah,
was that the red sugar beets that I saw there or not?
yeah.
Did you get sugar beet?
We will back. We will show you a lot of the veggies, but first
Yes,
let's
I'm
have
sure
an
everyone,
ad from Lauren. Yeah, we will be back with Maridel and with Miss Michelle.
Michelle. See you later.
Welcome to Season 4 of Be Bold. Why not? Get ready to make bold changes in your life with MJ Concepcion. Dive deeper into the discussions. Listen to the unstoppable voices of MJ and her guests, the legends and the rising stars. Join the celebration of talent, sports, passion, and the power of music. Tune in every Monday 7 p.m. Central, Tuesday, 8 a.m. Philippines. See you there.
In a world filled with fleeting moments, there's beauty waiting to be captured. My name is Christian, and I specialize in immortalizing your most precious memories. From elegant weddings to vibrant events and timeless portraits, I'm here to make every moment unforgettable. Let me tell your story through the lens. Contact me today and let's create magic together.
All right, so we will be back with Miss Michelle, and then more stories from Maridel and her very valuable comments. Let's see.
Again, with this one, with cabbage, you can't go wrong with cabbage, right? You can add it with anything from egg morning. So this is great. It's also in the brassica family as well as the broccoli and kale. These are great with, full of anthocyanins, so a lot of antioxidants.
And I learned if you're going to ever go on a drinking spree at night, take some cabbage. It has that coles something.
Okay, galactogone maybe?
Something like that. That will neutralize some, not all, of the alcohol in your blood at that time. So to prepare yourself from a hangover, take cabbage before you start drinking.
That makes sense. It helps with the liver. Yeah, for detoxification process.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense. Yeah.
So Nichelle, while you're talking about other veggies, let me start with the cabbage.
All right. So another favorite vegetable of ours, right, is ampalaya. As you all know, ampalaya. Real ampalaya is really great for helping reduce blood sugar level. Yeah, it has this what they call the polypeptide B. Yeah, it's a constituent that act as an insulin, so therefore it helps reduces sugar.
So it's good for diabetics.
So it's great for diabetics. Yeah. It also has called the canturia. It's also great for, again, with that one with the constituent bucket. There's so much ingredients in it that helps reduce blood sugar. So that one too.
Well, I have a question.
For diabetes.
People always try to take out the bitterness. So will that lessen the benefits?
That's a good point. So I don't think one should, because it comes again when you eat the vegetables how it was supposed to be made. You're getting all the synergistic constituents of it. So if you eliminate that process, the bitter parts, you might lose some of the positive healing process of it. So it might be a good idea to put it together.
So remember, that's from Michelle that she said, do not try to take out the essence of bitter melon. That's why it's bitter, but all the benefits are in there.
Yeah, and usually all bitter food has that, that gives that result as a, great way to manage diabetes. Mm-hmm. So anything bitter really great for your blood sugar in general.
Okay, before that, may I interrupt first? When you're making vegetable soup, what you do is, my vegetarian friend, Judy Lau, Chinese, she tries to incorporate seasonings that will make it more palatable. Oh. Because sometimes it all just tastes green. You know what I mean? And for kids, it might be a little boring. They need to have a little, maybe 2 to 3 layers of flavoring. So the best way for that would be to add shiitake mushroom because it has a lot of umami, right?
Oh my gosh,
Yeah,
that is.
so it adds a beefy taste.
It sure does.
So I'll just put everything whole,
It sure does.
even with the stems. You can
Yeah.
take out the stems later. So
It kind of tastes like meat too.
yes,
It gives that
Yeah.
meat flavor.
right.
And the good thing that Miss Nancy mentioned about shiitake, because with shiitake, it's actually great adaptogen, which it's a great way to just kind of manage stress.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great way to manage stress. So that it makes you adapt to things, regulate that stress hormone. At the same time, it's anti-cancerous.
How does it make you adjust to things? Like, you know, you take it, I eat a lot of it and I feel relaxed. Is that-
Yes, because it manipulates the our hormone, the cortisol hormone, kind of relaxes, kind of help regulate the stress hormone. So it's a great way to just kind of, when you're stressed, under a lot of stress, that's what shiitake. It's a great way to just kind of adapt to it, or a great adaptogen.
And you know what, Michelle, we're really picking your brain now. Another question that I know is in the minds of people. Some men think that hormones are only for women.
Gotcha.
So, and they cannot imagine, me, I have hormones? I'm a man. So, can you please clarify that? And I'm putting ginger, but you can talk about ginger later.
Ginger
because
later.
Ginger is really very, very, it's a superstar nutrient.
It is. It just gives that flavor. No, men and women, we all have hormones, right? It's just that with women, we have more the estrogen hormone, which shows up a lot more, physical manifestation when there's any deficiency of it or there's any changes, right, during period and of course during menopausal stages in women. However, in men, they do have testosterone hormone, right, that also play a part with libido and and of course strength, muscles as well, physical appearance. So females and males, they do get affected with hormones.
Does the weaker sex have more hormones than men?
Oh no, that's it really, I guess it really depends on how one looks at it, right? With women, our estrogen plays a very big role, right, for bearing children, right?
Yeah.
So hey, who's weaker or not? Who's weaker or not, right?
Yeah.
But each of us play different roles, and it really depends on how we look at it, really.
Okay, so you said about stress and anxiety. So what about depression?
Talking about depression.
Hmm.
So with kamote,
Really?
so with kamote or sweet potato, it has a lot of constituent as well that it's like helps with our brain health. Brain health. So it's a mood stabilizer. So when you're feeling depressed or have anxiety, this is it. But also it plays a big role with neurodegenerative conditions like Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, multiple sclerosis. This is like awesome for it to help regenerate that.
People, sometimes we go by recipes. But this time, we're not going to do a recipe. We're going to try to invent Michelle's natural nilaga. So I'm just putting everything there, whether it, and then we'll try to see if it will all blend into a delicious soup.
So also another one that we have here is, of course, we all know our favorite carrots.
Yeah.
Here, because I can just munch in. Look how cute and small it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right. So we all know that this one's great for stews and things like that, for these soup, those kind of soup. But with this one, it's great for. It has a lot of like beta carotene.
Yeah.
Right. So it's great for vision. So it's great for anti-aging, right? As we are getting to that process, it's a great way to just kind of help reverse that part. But again, beta carotene is great antioxidant at the same time.
But Michelle, what about the leaves?
The leaves, yeah. I mean, you get the whole constituent too, the whole carrot, right? I mean, I know orange, but also the leaves, yeah. I mean, you get the antioxidants as well, so it can also help reverse aging.
Actually, I tried cooking the leaves, and it has the smell like a very like parsley.
Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
And they're actually pretty, yeah. So.
I don't think I've ever tried that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
See, it has that vegetal taste.
Mm.
We're being like cows now.
And all right, and also, okay, what do we call this?
Yeah.
Chili,
Yeah. We call it in Filipino labuyo.
lambuyo. So with this one, it's actually a lot of some of the research I've been finding about this one. It's great for, again, blood pressure,
Yeah.
cholesterol as well. So hey, I know it's popular in some of the tribes in the Philippines.
Yep.
They can't eat without this one.
The Bicolanos. That's why the Bicolanos are all energetic and I have a lot of libido.
That's true. Yeah. Great for libido as well. And the Kalinga tribe as well. This is one of their. They have to have this for everything. You know. that they eat.
You mentioned you're from Baguio, which is actually a fruit and vegetable basket of the Philippines, right?
Yes.
Oh.
Cabbage and strawberries.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we're pretty much, we pretty known for there in Baguio. A lot of vegetables. Oh, we have corn. So with corn, what we really need to be careful with corn, if possible. If not, we just have to pray about it. But if possible, we want corn to be organic as much as we can.
Why?
This is like this is like the #1 genetically modified vegetables.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh, and
so-
I love corn.
And
so
I love
much.
corn too. Yeah, I have to eat.
Yeah.
But if not, hey, pray about it.
Okay.
But other than that, yeah.
Just let me add something about corn, Michelle.
Okay.
The Chinese keep the hair because this is good for the kidneys.
Totally.
So sometimes they boil it as a tea, or when they cook corn like in suam. Suam is a corn dish. Then they just add the hair.
that totally.
Your
makes
hair will
sense.
become blonde if you. No, I'm just kidding.
I have heard about that. Yeah, there's a lot of.
Yeah, God
I
really
that.
makes every component of His creation useful. Like this becomes part of when you make that Mexican thing.
Yeah, tamales.
Tamales.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
everything
it is.
useful.
It is. I just actually realized that. Yeah, the other day.
So
Yeah.
we will be doing corn here. Corn adds a lot of sweetness, but now I'm worried about what you're saying. The GMO.
Yeah.
So how will we know if it's not?
Yeah, so with the EFW, the environmental webpage, they do have a list of what vegetables are the most, most exposed to herbicides and pesticides. And you also have the clean dozen,
The what?
the 12 clean dozen vegetables.
Oh, what's that?
Those are vegetables that are not, genetically modified or not, sprayed with pesticides and chemicals. Yeah. So you can always go to that webpage and look at it.
Should I put some kamote?
Yes, please.
Yeah, but let's keep the skin. Is there anything?
Yes,
in
the skin. That's where a lot of its beneficial medicinal constituent actually is in the skin. So it's
Really?
important it's important to keep the skin.
Oh, this is so beautiful.
Isn't it? That's what I was just looking at. Look at how orange that is. So
Yeah.
this is pretty much a lot of its antioxidants are coming to the colors.
What's the best way to cook this?
To me, definitely, I think bake it or as a soup as well, because you can still
Okay.
maintain the whole, the whole benefits of it. Whereas if you fry it, you may lose some of that. And therefore, you need to also be careful with the oil that you're using it with.
Oh yeah, you were mentioning that, and I have some of these here is the coconut oil
Oh,
that you
yes.
wanted, and of course we have the olive oil.
Olive oil, yeah. Coconut oil and olive oil, these are great oils for cooking. These have great anti-inflammatory properties. And coconut oil also has like antiviral, antimicrobial, antifungal, antibacterial, pretty much everything. So you can't go wrong with coconut oil, right? It does have that sweet aroma. So it might be, I don't know, a good or bad.
Can I say something funky about that?
Go ahead.
Okay. Don't be shocked, all right?
Okay, no. Oh, no.
You guys also. I learned from a friend, Christine, may she rest in peace. She was the one who said to me, because she's not a nutritionist, but she was into healthy food, and she said, Nancy, I discovered something about, because she knew I was taking this.
Okay.
And she said, it's also a deodorant. And you put it here and down there. And even between the toes.
It totally makes sense.
And it takes, because it eats up the bacteria. The smelly bacteria that
That's
that you always get from your sweat and all.
Yeah.
And she said it works. Also, when I have an itch, I just put that maybe for 2 days and it's gone.
It totally makes sense. There you go. It's great antimicrobial from skin to
And I think
underarm.
anti-aging also.
Anti-aging.
Because
yeah.
I'm 100 years old and I take that.
Wow. But yeah, you cannot go wrong with coconut oil. Same thing with
Olive oil.
the
This Cocolicious olive oil, that's a product of the Philippines. And in a way, I'm a bit saddened because some of the coconut oils that are from the Philippines have to compete with more and more producers of coconut oil. But if you come from a country like the Philippines, which has a lot of coconut, then you can be more trusting of the product because they have the abundance. See, the only problem is the shipping it from here. But this one is available in some of the health stores here, and this is one of the best. It's made by my nephew. Yeah, Junjun Pacheco. So check that out in Manila and here also.
Yeah, it's very rare to find something that's authentic. So one thing that if you want to know where things are, if it's authentic, you also want to look at where it's coming from. So good thing that Ms. Nancy mentioned that, because look at where it's coming from, the product of the Philippines.
Yeah.
Same thing with essential with olive oil too, because you want it the authentic one. So therefore, you want to make sure that the country is coming from probably from one country. Compared to multiple countries, which pretty much end up having the waste products all mixed up together, and then we sell it. So it's good that you mentioned it. Probably want to look where it's coming.
And I like this so much, Miss Michelle, a radish that is actually very bitter, and then it has a sweet ending.
Yeah.
Iron.
Yeah. It also just helps to just kind of open up the sinuses too. When one's congested, when one's congested, you just open up the sinuses and it can be better. Yeah, respiratory issues too.
Cilantro, which is so popular in Mexican cuisine.
Yeah, cuisine. Yeah, cilantro again. That's great antioxidants. So overall, all the vitamins and minerals.
So
celery as well.
Yeah, celery. They say this is a zero. I watched this already before. They say this produces 0 calories. I found out when I was trying to see what can I eat that will make me thin.
Tune into Legal Treats with attorney Eileen Ligote Dizon
every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time.
Get your weekly dose of legal knowledge, especially on family matters like divorce, child custody, child support, estate planning, probate and immigration.
Engage in discussions by posting your questions, comments, greetings or shoutouts.
See you every Friday at 7 p.m. Central Time. That would be Saturday at 9 a.m. Philippines. Don't miss out.
Yeah, well, we're so engrossed with everything that's happening that Michelle is telling us about. I keep hearing antioxidant, anti-cancer, and can't believe that all these vegetables have that component. But I got here from Joanne Esta Estaria. Sustansya may sa ating katawan po. Blessed morning po. Blessing din sa iyo, Miss Joanne. Thank you for calling and sharing. Maybe, Joanne, andyan ka na rin. Tell us, realize that again with having a little connection problem. But as
I'm here.
we've touched, yeah, well, we've touched on coconut oil, on cabbage. By the way, cabbage, as I said, is really good for hangovers. It has it's a congener, so it takes in the alcohol that's being processed, because if you have too much alcohol in your blood, it's hard to process. Then you start getting drunk and hungover. So so cabbage has that ability to neutralize that problem. So it's good for drinking. Yeah, Maridel.
So looking at all the vegetables and everything, you can understand why a lot of people turn vegan or vegetarian because of all the health
Yeah.
benefits that we've been talking about. But I want to look at the fun portion of it. Let's start with kamote. Diba in the Philippines, they say, ay, nangangamote ka or something, not realizing that it's got all the magic powers to treat depression, to give us, a boost in energy and all this. So when I was last in the Philippines, the big thing was they were, I mean, my friends were excited to get cases of Japanese sweet potatoes. I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't have enough time to try it, but everyone was raving about it. And at Rockwell, somebody was just making Pacquiao the boxes that just came in, and
Was that the violet or the orange?
they're orange, yeah, and they're nicely, they're all uniform sizes and all this.
Yeah.
And then I like watching a lot of these C dramas and K dramas, and one of the things that they always show is one of the leads always eating or wanting to eat freshly broiled, charcoal broiled sweet potato. Like I think the one that's most popular is Crash Landing on You, and you see that they're sharing sweet potato that's right off of the charcoal. So we realize
Yeah.
it all over. Yeah, I mean, and that you know, we tend to make our sweet potatoes in the Philippines into desserts and all this, not realizing that just by simply char broiling it, it is the most nutritious. So
Yeah.
that's one
Well,
thing
now
I look up.
yeah, instead of French fries, they now have potato fries. I mean
Oh
sweet.
yeah, no, sweet potato fries. Yeah.
Okay, yun.
Where I work, that's all, that's a big treat. I mean, we alternate regular potatoes with sweet potatoes, and it's very trendy. Even in most of the restaurants, sweet potato fries are even more expensive than regular
Oo nga.
potato fries. Yeah, French fries. They jack up the prices when it's sweet potato fries. And in my mind, mas mura yan, ah. And then you're making it so I'll make my own na lang.
Yeah.
So yeah. And
Oh, also to Joanne, if you're still there, I'm sure ang and then is one of the more affordable
yeah,
dessert, pwedeng snack, pwedeng with nilaga, tapos magdurog ka ng ng boiled kamote, manamis-namis na masarap-sarap, 'di ba? So
yeah,
maraming
yeah,
pwede. But yeah, let's go back to the show and more of what Michelle will be sharing with us. And I think
yeah.
we will almost be ready with finding out this Michelle's nilaga, does it have a good taste?
Yung corn,
sure it
yung suwam na corn with malunggay. Remember
Yeah.
when you said
Yes.
suwam? Yeah, that's served with malunggay. The suwam na mais with
Yeah.
malunggay. That's what I remember
Actually,
also
malunggay
growing up.
too.
I mean that.
Yeah.
It's in
Malunggay. I
every
put malunggay in tinola. I put malunggay in a lot of veggies. I don't mind if it becomes medyo mapait, pero okay. Malunggay in
It's healthy for
Go.
us. Yeah. Yes.
in omelette,
Absolutely.
you know. So
Oh, yeah.
marami. Even in pancakes, malunggay.
Oh, in parang
Okay,
pandesal,
going
malunggay
back now.
pandesal. Okay.
Ayun.
Okay.
Going back now
Let's
to
go.
Miss Michelle. Miss
Let's-
Michelle.
Every time there's something that you need to add more flavor, soy sauce could be good, and lemon.
Okay.
So let me get something for us to taste. Okay.
So these are great alternatives that Miss Nancy also mentioned regarding some of these to make things more flavorful, such as lemon or lime. Because sometimes some of the popular ones out there, such as soy, may be too much sodium for some people, right? May have high blood pressure. So these are great alternatives. Lemon, lime, to give more of that flavorful taste and flavor.
How about putting some chili in that?
Yeah, chili too. Yay.
2, 1.
Maybe 3.
Really?
Okay,
Okay, girl.
2. Okay.
Okay.
I love chili, so sometimes.
I don't
Oh, look
mind.
how beautiful that is. It's so colorful.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot to say, a friend of mine, her husband, when he turned 80 in Manila, when he turned 80, he started trying to retool. I don't know a better word. Retool his blood formula.
Okay.
Because he said he was scared about getting sick, high blood pressure. He would take olive oil and chili twice a day
Oh, okay.
to strengthen his heart. Because at his age, he wasn't really getting too strong.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that, I don't know how true that is.
Yeah, with chili, again, as we mentioned, that it gives that, the libido, right? But also, it does give you that energy, right? It induces energy. That's why when I was young, they told me that, hey, eat this because it makes me jump higher or things like that. But yeah, it helps with a lot of cardiovascular issues. So you cannot go wrong with that one.
Okay. Wait, Michelle.
Okay.
Let's taste this first and
Okay.
see if it will need some salt. Or if there's already flavor in it. Wala pa masyado, no?
I like it. You can put a little
You know what?
salt.
Yeah, I taste the malunggay
I love it.
and some of the kamote.
I love it.
Mm.
We don't have to put salt, but we do a little.
You don't put salt
I mean, it's wonderful, but salt is good too.
like this.
Yeah, that's good.
Pinch.
Yeah,
Okay.
you can go wrong with that. You can put more. What's great about this one is the Himalayan salt.
Okay.
Right, with Himalayan salt, it has like about 81 minerals and vitamins.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not just a acute.
No,
product.
no, it's not.
All
Actually, it's a great it has a lot of it helps with a lot of the negative ions.
Mm-hmm.
So it protects us from a lot of the EMF from computers, laptops, cell phones.
Really?
Yes, a lot. So a lot of those salt lamps, as well as some of these helps us in general. But it does have a lot of vitamins. So it, again, synergistically work together. Yes, you just have to be careful still with too much salt because it's still a salt. But hey, with the vitamins that comes with it, 81 of them, it's wonderful.
Aren't we so lucky to have Michelle here with us? You know why? From my small plate of what I'm eating, she has expanded my knowledge and all the benefits that I will now be seeing in these vegetables. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And now we're doing her soon to be famous Michelle's natural
I can't
nilaga.
wait.
Yeah, I want to taste again. So you put in the salt. Actually here, some would put
Oh.
some. This is soy miso. Yeah.
There's a lot of benefits as well.
Yeah. What are the benefits of miso?
So with that one, definitely adaptogens. But it's not as salty as other types of ingredients. It's a great alternative.
Really?
Yeah, it's a great alternative for MSG. And a lot of people put a lot of MSG, especially in our community. Bitsin. Right. So that's a great way to as an alternative for flavoring. You can't go wrong with that.
Right now, that soup is already very hearty.
It is.
Interesting.
Look at that. Yeah.
If you could prepare something like that every day, and just as she said, a rainbow of veggies a day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you can buy yourself a small cabbage, and you keep this well in the fridge, and you can have cabbage every day for a week before you buy a new one. And also your celery. And most of these vegetables, they're very forgiving. They can last as long as you keep them well, right? And then after that, they even give you a chance to reproduce them by you cut this and you can plant this after it has rooted again, and you get another round of celery. God is so wonderful in all His creations. But this one, I wanted to ask you. This is the banana heart, puso ng saging. It's usually cooked there. You would see. Yeah. So these are the puso ng saging, they call it. And this one would be cooked together with some meat. And from all that I know, that the benefit of this would be fiber.
Yeah, fiber, yeah.
But because it is a banana, so the benefits of having bananas would also be present in this.
Yeah,
right?
yes, again, as a whole, you get the whole benefits.
But this has so much tannin. Is tannin good?
It's tannin. Sometimes with tannin, yes, you have to be careful. However, in general, with tannin, it's great for digestion, right? The fiber that's from it, as well as some of the tannin, is great for ulcers.
Really?
Yeah.
Where do you get tannin? And what is tannin? Is tannin that malagkit thing, or that sticky with sappy thing?
Yeah, in some vegetables, yes. However, it really depends. It shows up with a lot of fibrous type of vegetables, which is what makes it great for digestion.
Okay.
Makes it a little bitter, but yet if there's some type of wounds going on, bleeding, it helps to just kind of close that.
Wow.
So that's what's awesome about some of these fiber and tannins too. So, however, you probably have to be careful too. So it's really individualized, but if you eat as a whole, you get the whole synergy that works together. So, you can't really go wrong with that.
I think the key word there also when it comes to cooking and eating is about, she said, careful. So can you link that with the word balance?
Yes, balance. Yes, because there are some vegetables when it's too much, especially when one has thyroid issues. You probably don't want to eat too much of some of these kale family, brassicas family vegetables. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because it may worsen some of the symptoms if it's too much. So again, keyword balance.
Okay.
However, but if you eat it as a whole, right, it's beneficial too. But
Yes,
you have to be careful.
Michelle's natural nilaga is so delicious.
Is it? I'm gonna taste it too.
Yeah, here. Wait, after we put some salt. It's not much salt, but it's not salty either. It's just very delicious. It's umami. Very umami. Then
Yes,
even
not
you
too
say,
much.
yeah, actually there's some vegetables there that contain umami. Even malunggay has an umami element. Corn has umami. The garlic has umami. The you call that, the shallots have umami, and also the very common Romano tomato, which One thing I would share with you, Nichelle, is when I choose tomatoes in the supermarket, I look for the ones that are really, really almost overripe and almost on the edge of getting rotten. Why? Because it's sweeter when you cook it, especially for pasta, and it has more lycopene. The more you cook it and the more ripe it is, the more lycopene that is present.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah.
Wow.
I love it. I love it. I can't wait. Now we just made made my own soup. There we go. I have my own soup.
This is now, we will officially call this Michelle's Natural Nilaga.
Nilaga.
Before we end, of course, among all the benefits and talking about the creation of how wonderful God is to have all these veggies at our hand, and He said you have control of the earth, right? And the creation.
Yes.
And we just have to make good use of it.
Yeah.
Let me first. Maybe we always end with a life value.
Okay.
And I have to press you on this. Like, what are your beauty secrets? And maybe you can connect it with a life value that you can offer to our viewers.
Right. Oh, wow. Beauty secret, huh? That's a lot of stuff. However, when we are looking at food as medicine, you cannot go wrong with eating food that are anti-inflammatory, such as food here that are presented. Because with anti-inflammatory food, as we are healing the inside, especially our guts, the physical manifestation will definitely show up. The skin will glow, your eyes will be more vibrant, hair will be more smoother and glowy, right? So it's really more picking up doing the anti-inflammatory food, picking the right food for you individually, and that's what manifests physically. So that's what's awesome about these vegetables here, because they're great inside and of course outside.
But just like Nichelle, I can see how she is. She's very confident. She has the confidence. I think your beauty starts from within.
It sure is. It sure does. It's within, literally.
Yeah. Maybe last note that I would like to say is like, you don't just do these things for yourself. You will be doing that for your loved ones, your family, especially for the old people who do not really have much of an appetite anymore because they're so loaded with medicines that their saliva already tastes metallic. I know I always get this kind of remark. Everything tastes like bakal, but that's because the medicines are, overpowering their saliva. So other soups other than Michelle's Nilaga, you can have tinola. You can have sinigang. You can have pesa. Pesa, do you know pesa?
No, I don't.
Okay, pesa would be just a very plain soup with ginger. It's like tinola, but putting in fish. That would be put in there. It's like a nilaga but not beef.
Okay.
So pesa they call it, and pesa would come with black beans that are salted black beans as one, and also tomatoes. So everything, sometimes you say I don't like vegetables, but if you see how many colors there are in the spectrum of vegetables, and there are more. You will not run out of ideas, right? And that's why it was so good for us to start our season 2 episode 10 with Nichelle, and all the things we learned from her in each and every vegetable here had a personality and an ID.
Yeah,
it had an ID, a health ID. That hopefully we can remember everything. So keep watching and watch this episode and learn a lot from it. So thank you very much, Nichelle.
Thank you so much, Nancy, for inviting me as well.
Yeah. I hope we get you again for another episode where we will be dealing probably with toxic foods. That you can point out. All right. Thank you again. This is the Commissary Kitchen, and we ended with a beautiful life value from Nichelle. And she's not Miss Texas for nothing, because she has the charm and beauty and brains. That's what we see in Nichelle.
Yeah, that now you know the beauty secret of beauty queens is really from within. And I want to thank Joanne. Bumalik ka always when we have episodes. And also Miss Maridel. Any last comments, Maridel, before we say goodbye?
Yes, I only have one. I like the soup concept, but I think to get others, especially those that gawk at vegetables, I would use a handheld blender and blend it, or put it into an actual blender and serve it like a puree. I mean, I
Yep.
think that would be for those who are not, like, I like my nilaga pure, like that nilaga, and I'll just take the broth and eat the veggies. But those who don't like it, I think I would like to puree it and serve it like a bisque or something, and they'll not know
Exactly.
what's in there. Yeah, and they'll enjoy it.
Correct.
That's my
And that's,
my
yeah, that's a very good American idea that
yes,
will be easy to adapt. And I forgot spinach with cream. Just that alone is
yes.
already good, diba? Cream spinach.
I only have one more comment. When you
Yeah.
say vegetables are more expensive in the Philippines, I feel
Yes.
bad because we can grow our vegetables there. I mean,
Yes. But
yeah, unless they are in a high rise and all this, I'm sure that they can have a pot or two, a few of the vegetables that they like. Because there's so many hacks about how to, like you said, how to grow your own celery and your bok choy by just putting them in water, and then there's no reason to feel bad about vegetables being expensive because we can actually source them if we just had the chance to, and go to the provinces and go to the farmers markets and get them.
there,
So that is
this is
my only comment.
that's my
Yes,
celery. It's about to be planted.
yes. See, I mean, I don't
And
know.
the onion
We,
leaves.
we shouldn't have that expensive veggies, but what's expensive to us there, no? I mean,
Lettuce.
yeah. She's showing off her veggies. Yeah, but
Actually, just plant malunggay. And that
yeah,
answers for about 50 benefits right away. And then
yes.
kamote. So you have malunggay above the ground and then kamote underground.
Yeah, and they can just plant it. And if you want, yung kalabasa, tapon mo lang yung seeds, they'll start to grow.
Oh,
I mean,
tumutubo. Kahit sa
oh
semento.
yeah, talaga. Walang patawad. Yeah, even watermelon and cantaloupe, you just make sure, you cannot be too careful, because when you throw those seeds away, even papaya, my cousin said, what will I do with it? So she threw the seeds of the papaya. Before you know it, she had two papaya trees growing outside her gate. So we
Yeah,
we can grow, even if it's in only small pots. I mean, and I'm not saying grow an entire garden, but choose your veggies that you really like, and then you can plant them.
correct.
Although
And with
I
that,
think that, yeah, that's it. Until the next time.
yes, and that's a good
Remember,
idea. What Maridel said, you can blender it, combine everything, and then maybe balance it with some cream or mushroom powder or mushrooms, whatever else you can, or a little soy sauce, and voila, you already
or
have a
sweeten it,
vegetable soup.
with either pears or apples, like the Koreans do.
Yeah, correct.
Diba?
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good idea. That's why we have you always here at Commissary Kitchen. And we end with that. I'm so happy to have had Michelle and now with
Yeah.
Maridel and
I
here at
learned a
Commissary.
lot. I learned a lot today.
Oh yeah, yeah. Me too.
Yes.
We should invite her again and maybe make it a threesome where
Yeah.
you can really go live and together with Michelle, right? So
Yes.
it was
So
very
many ideas. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, but too much to know that we have to get her back, and this is very healthy, beneficial, nutritious episode that I'm very happy that this is the beginning, the first episode of a new season, and we will be continually going into very different kinds of adventures.
Food adventures.
No, so there will, I promise you, there will be some where we make a lot of mistakes, and well, that's just part of the show. So thank you again, Maridel. See you again in the next one. Everybody, Joanne, salamat. May De Vera, salamat. Sabi niya, she's a drinker herself, and cabbage is a big, big help. Yes, it is. Take a lot of cabbage, boil it in very little water, and take it before drink. All right? Get right.
Don't
So
you-
God bless you. God is good. Thank you, Jesus, for all the creation that you have. Thank you, Maridel, and see you again in the next episode.
Good
Bye.
night.
Good night. Good morning.